everybody, and welcome back to a brand new episode of PJ Codes. I know it's been a while since we last spoke. For those of you who don't know who I am a software developer, and on this channel we talk about everything software developer related. Welcome to this channel, and on here I believe everybody can learn. So let's just go and let's get right into it. But if you stay until the end, I have a bonus for you guys, a very special bonus, which I hope is going to help you guys out a lot. So definitely stay tuned. We're going to drop a video every Sunday, and I think you're going to love it. So since this is a comeback video, in this video we're going to talk about what I've been up to for the last year and where we see this channel going for the rest of 2021. We have a list of topics that we're going to cover. I'm going to let you guys know what topics we're going to be covering for the rest of 2021. And basically it's going to be software development as a whole. Primarily, we're going to start off with the front end, just very basic HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and then we'll get into some frameworks. We'll get into some backend, some server side, some databases, and some data management, and all that cool stuff. And eventually, we're going to get into things like project management, things like Scrum and Agile, and it's going to be a very, very exciting thing. But let's get right into it. So the last time we spoke was in 2019, right over about a year ago, and right after that is when the whole pandemic happened in 2020, and things just kind of went topside after that. So what I was up to when I was making those last videos was I was working full time at a marketing agency, and I was just really preoccupied with work, and things just started to get really messy. So I really wasn't focusing too much on the YouTube thing, and I was just kind of making these videos to kind of indulge in the whole YouTube thing and just kind of see where things go. And a lot of my videos weren't really, if you watch them, they weren't really edited. They weren't really the kind of videos that had a lot of animations in it. And I'm gonna try to keep it clean this time as well. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna drop a video every Sunday, like I mentioned, and we're gonna talk about all things software developer related. So there's gonna be two styles of videos. We're gonna do straight up vlog style to rant sessions. Not rant sessions, but thought sharing sessions, I should say. And then we're gonna have tutorial videos where we're gonna do just the regular tutorials. And like I said, we're gonna start off with the front end. We'll migrate towards the back end as well. We'll touch on some servers, some databases, data management, and all that cool stuff. We're gonna get into it in a second. And let's just get right into the topics that we're gonna be talking about in the upcoming year. Okay guys, so now we're going to actually start. I'm going to list the topics that we're going to cover. All right, so here we go. We're going to cover HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. All front-end related topics. We're going to start with the most basic stuff. Then we're going to get into libraries and state management, things like React, Redux, and then we're going to move on to Node.js. We're going to study the DOM in depth, right from DOM creation, DOM manipulation, and performance related aspects of the DOM as well. Then we'll get into things like GitHub, and we'll get into web performance. Then we're going to tie into, once we're done with that, we're going to start with servers, databases, and then we're also going to touch WordPress theme development, because I think it's a very important skill set to have as a developer. And then we're going to do things like ADA compliance. And for those of you who don't know what ADA compliance is the Americans with Disabilities Act. I believe it's the Act. Google it. But ADA compliance basically dictates a lot of liability issues with user experience, and a lot of companies don't really pay attention to it, especially if you're a freelancer. Definitely look into ADA compliance. It's very, very important. Then we're also going to do some more, we're going to get into web design, some UI, UX, mobile responsiveness, things like that. And then we're also going to get into lead code algorithm problems. We're going to do a lot of lead code problems here and there as well, just to, keep our skill set sharp. Then we're going to do some interview prep and resume curation, because you can do all this work, you can do all this studying, all this practicing, and the end goal is to get a job, right? And if you're not comfortable enough sitting in an interview, speaking with 1 to 5 to 10 people, be it face to face or now even remote, it's going to be a challenge if you don't know how to, if you don't have the right experience doing interviews. So I'm going to share some really important tips with you guys on interview prep, how to structure your resume, the keywords that you want to use, and all that good stuff, right? And then we're also gonna get into things like project management. We're gonna follow Agile. We're gonna do Scrum. We'll get into Kanban, Waterfall, the pitfalls of the different processes. We're gonna talk about which processes are best to use, depending on the structure of the organization, right? So these are all things that will definitely help you out, along with all your software development skills. And yeah, definitely a lot more. So with that being said, well, let's get into the bonus. The bonus is going to be name five ways to speed up your website or your web page. This is a very important interview question. And the answer is, so number one, use a JS bundler for all your files. For all your JavaScript files that you're loading inside your head tag, you want to use a JS bundler, a JavaScript bundler, because what that's going to do is it's going to wrap all your JavaScript files and it's going to make it one JavaScript file. This way you're not making n number of requests, you're only making one request to the server and back, and that was significantly going to boost up your performance, and you're going to eliminate any render blocking scripts from your main thread. And we'll get into things like the main thread, in further videos, but definitely Google that one. It's very important. Number two is we're going to defer or async any scripts that are being loaded in your head tag, right? So, say you're not, say you're not using a bundler, say you only have one JavaScript file or even two, right? What's going to happen is the parser goes through the index file, your HTML file. It's going to go through your head tag first. And what's going to happen is as soon as it reaches those script tags, it's going to pause the execution. It's going to stop. It's going to pause the DOM construction. It's going to make a network request to the server, right? And the server says, "Here's your file. Here you go." So once you get your response back, it takes a lot of time, right, for that request and that response, and the DOM construction pauses until we get that response back. So adding the async or defer attributes to your script tags basically will literally defer the loading of those scripts until the DOM is created, right? So literally what will happen is if you add one of those two keywords, async or defer, the parser will go down. It's going to go through your head tag. It's going to hit the script tag and say, okay, I'm just going to skip this for now. We're going to load the rest of the stuff, and then we're just going to come back, and once the whole DOM is created, then we'll load those script files. Okay, number three, minify all your code. Minifying your code will significantly reduce your file size. Okay, and that's when you make those responses, it's definitely going to help you out when you have smaller file sizes. Definitely minify all your HTML, CSS, JavaScript. There's tons of tools out there. We'll get into those in videos down the road as well. But for now, like I said, Google it. Right, number four, use next generation image formats such as JPEG 2000s, JPEG XRs, and WebP, and even SVGs. A lot of these image formats, what's the biggest benefit of them is they strip out a lot of useless metadata. And to get into like all of that in detail, you're just gonna have to. We can go down a rabbit hole of the different metadata that are, but for now, just know that those image formats really significantly shrink up the file size of those images. All right. Number four, leverage browser caching. What browser caching is going to allow you to do is it's going to allow you to store a lot of your data that doesn't need to be constantly reloaded. It's going to store it in the browser cache. So basically now you're making fewer network requests, say for second time users, third time, nth time, revisitors of your site. You're not constantly loading everything again. You're providing the static data all there, and you're only going to make those requests for the dynamic data that's coming back. Okay guys, with that being said, that concludes this video. I hope you enjoyed the bonus. I really hope that this is going to be useful for you guys when you guys are interviewing. Please definitely like, subscribe, and share this video with somebody who could definitely use the tidbits of information in this video. And definitely comment below in the comment section. Let me know what your thoughts are. What tools do you use to speed up your site performance? What are some tips and tricks that you use to boost up your performance as well? And like I said, we're going to drop a video every Sunday. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe button, and definitely share it. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.